Hey, what is going on, everyone? Well, I'm so glad you have took your time to spend with me right here today. I am your co-host for the MRB Wrestling Review Show, Mike McRock Wilson, and last night was WWE Monday Night Raw. The show kicked off last night with CM Punk when he interrupted Alberto Del Rio's championship celebration. Alberto Del Rio won his match against Dolph Ziggler the night before at Payback, and the way he won, some fans weren't too happy because he kept kicking Del Rio in the head, and we all knew that Dolph Ziggler had a concussion, and he was sort of medically cleared to wrestle that night, so I could see why the fans reacted the way they reacted, some boos, and of course, when you get boos from not just a portion of the audience, but as an audience as a whole, you have to capitalize on that. Raw last night absolutely done just that. Alberto Del Rio took this ball and ran with it. He kept going on about how Dolph Ziggler cashed in his money in the bank on Del Rio when he was down and out, and just the way he presented himself on Raw, and the more villainous things he said, the more he got the boos. And it's about time, not just the Dolph Ziggler cash in on Del Rio, but it's about time that the WWE plays on the reaction of the WWE Universe. They've done just that last night. Alberto Del Rio, perfect execution, turning heel. And then CM Punk interrupts. What a pop he got, right? Of course. He's CM Punk. The best in the world, right? And he came out stating that I want a match with you. And Vicky Guerrero made the match afterwards. Excellent execution from the very first segment, and I will get to that match later on, as well as the closing moments as well. And for a Monday Night Raw that came off, from what I heard, an excellent pay-per-view they have to follow, Monday Night Raw last night really absolutely done just that. And one of those reasons was the return of Christian. Christian looked excellent last night, winning a match against Overweight Barrett, and I could see a potential rivalry with Christian and Curtis Axel for the Intercontinental Championship sometime in the future. But it looks like right now, after watching Raw, Kurt Axel might be busy with The Miz, and I'll also get to that later on. Also last night, Team Rhodes Scholars, Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes, in a handicap match, defeated Sheamus. When Sheamus had Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow swooped in on the schoolboy to get the victory over Sheamus. And this rivalry, it's not over. Also last night, there was a match between Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. Now, Randy Orton won last night, but the original idea was to have, from what I heard, have Daniel Bryan win this match. You know what happened? Triple H and the Doctor had to stop this match because when Daniel Bryan went for a suicide dive and Randy Orton got out of the way, Daniel Bryan hit the barricade and caused a stinger, and so they just had to call the match off. And you know what? It absolutely sucks because when a wrestler gets injured, they have to call off a match. It just absolutely sucks because you don't know how, the well-being of the superstar is from the effects of that. So I think it was a smart decision for Triple H and the Doctor, to stop this match. And, hopefully Daniel Bryan does get better. And later on, hopefully in the weeks to come, let this story with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton play out. Hopefully Randy Orton has a heel turn sooner than later, and causing a form of a feud and a rivalry with Daniel Bryan. I'd love to see that. So, you know what? It sucks, man. It just sucks when, you gotta stop a match when a wrestler is hurt. It just absolutely sucks. Anyway, let's move on. Stephanie McMahon confronts the Divas champion AJ Lee last night after AJ Lee won the Divas championship over Kaitlyn. What I like about this segment is that when Stephanie came out, I mean, she just towers over AJ, right? And the way AJ Lee presented herself as the cocky, arrogant Divas champ, and her interaction with Stephanie was just absolutely amazing. And Stephanie telling AJ to watch what you say, etc., etc. You know, and then shortly after, when Kaitlyn came out, and when Stephanie walked up to the ramp, she told Kaitlyn to do not interrupt me. I think right now, Stephanie McMahon should be like, you know, the manager of the Divas division. I think it would actually spark the Divas division, give it hope. I think that should happen right now. And there also seems to be a power struggle with not only Stephanie McMahon, but with Triple H and Vince McMahon. And Vicky Guerrero had to be, you know, right in the middle of those three, you know, constant power struggling over, you know, the entire Raw episode. So something has to give right now. Someone has to go, maybe a match, I don't know, but or a possible fire. I have no idea, but something has to give right now when it comes to running Raw, because Triple H running roughshod, Vince, Stephanie, and Vicky Guerrero just almost fell apart, but then, you know, kind of got back to her role as the managing supervisor. So I think right now there should be a legit, you know, manager to, you know, general manager to run Raw right now. But I think that Stephanie could be the manager of the Divas division. Again, that should spark, give it hope. And hopefully now in the weeks to come, we'll see what happens. Also last night, Kane defeated the United States Champion Dean Ambrose via disqualification, though, because the rest of the Shield came out. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And what's interesting now is that this could lead to a no disqualification and no counter match for the United States Champ. I don't mind that. I love this rivalry with Dean Ambrose and Kane. Let it continue. And when it's all said and done, you know, Dean Ambrose gets the last word and elevates himself and the United States Championship. Also last night, Antonio Cesaro defeated William Regal with Zeb Coulter at ringside. And right now it seems like Antonio and Zeb Coulter are the new, you know, manager and superstar right now. I love this combination with, you know, with Zeb Coulter and Antonio Cesaro, and it could lead to a potential tag team or a one-on-one confrontation between Antonio, Cesaro, and Jack Swagger. Again, we'll see in the weeks to come. Hopefully we will get, you know, more answers than questions, or even questions that could lead to unexpected answers. When it comes to last night's Raw, and again, like I said, this is foreshadowing before I get to the final segment of what happened in the closing moments of Raw. Also last night, Mark Henry made an announcement to the WWE Universe. Now, here's the thing what I like. Is that when you get soaked into someone's speech, you really believe what they're saying. Mark Henry last night really delivered. The only thing I question is when he came out, because when he came out, John Cena was in the ring, and he was talking about no matter who my next opponent is, I will expect it and will, you know, reign supreme on the WWE. And I know he mentioned that he won't be the WWE champ forever, but at least he'll enjoy his moments as the WWE champ. Whether he loses it at SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, well, probably not then. But at least for a while, I think he'll lose it at Survivor Series, maybe WrestleMania, who knows yet. But what really good came out of Mark Henry was that he really is a good actor. And what I mean by that is that he announced his retirement last night. Love the pink suit he wore. Excellent. It takes guts for a man to wear pink, believe me. And yeah, he really he almost had me fooled if it weren't for the timing when he came out when John Cena was there. And because of that, he just suckered everyone. And not only he suckered everyone, but he tweeted to Jimmy Corderas, the day before or something like that, that he's going to retire. And he announced to the world that he's going to retire, and he got in the ring. He was really emotional. He said, "Baby, I'm coming home." And then, he goes to hug John Cena. Wham! World's Strongest Slam. Excellent delivery. Excellent execution. And probably one of the... Actually, if I were to put that in a list of, the best ruses in the WWE, that'd be high up in the top 3. For sure. That was excellent last night from Mark Henry. And not only that, for the past 2 years, Mark Henry has been actually pretty good. And I think right now, this rivalry with John Cena and Mark Henry could form in a WWE Championship match at the next pay-per-view event, Money in the Bank. Also last night, Chris Jericho defeated Heath Slater. Oh, wow. Even though Raw wasn't a really excellent show, it was hard to, find one of those weak spots in the on Raw. The only little weak spot was 3MB, and I think WWE treats them as a joke, and they are a joke. They're like the new generation of the Spirit Squad right now. Which was mentioned on Aftermath. I was watching it earlier, and they mentioned that 3MB are this generation Spirit Squad, and I absolutely agree with that. And I don't know. I mean, something has to be done with these guys. Really, come on, let the Wyatt family attack them. That would be cool. The Wyatt family attacks 3MB. There's your storyline. Well, see, here's the thing. The Wyatt family's promo last night. Oh man. Talk about horrifying and freaking bone chilling. That was excellent. That actually made me, excited to anticipate for their debut. I really can't wait for it. Fingers crossed they debut on SmackDown this Friday night. Fingers crossed. But I really, really, absolutely loved the Wyatt family promo last night. I really can't get over how horrifying that was. That was just excellent. And I'm really looking forward to see who they attack when they do debut in the WWE right now. This is going to be good. Hopefully WWE does not screw this up. Please, fingers crossed again. And then, the Intercontinental Champion Curtis Axel defeated Sin Cara. Probably another thing that kind of, was one of the weak spots on Raw's episode last night was the lighting. Please get rid of it. And it's probably a work hazard anyway. Because, you really can't see what's going on, in the ring. And when a match doesn't benefit Sin Cara, just get rid of it, and when it does, maybe have it. But overall, the lighting, just get rid of it, please. All right. But with that said, Curtis Axel defeated Sin Cara with the Miz at ringside at commentary. He's actually not that bad, giving Curtis Axel some, some preaches and stuff like that, etc., etc. And talking about how he wants a shot at the Intercontinental Championship, so I see this happening sometime in the next few weeks on either Raw, SmackDown, or at Money in the Bank. And the main event last night was CM Punk defeating the World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio via countout. Again, perfect heel execution going off on Raw was Alberto Del Rio intentionally getting himself counted out last night. Excellent. And when Dolph Ziggler attacked Alberto Del Rio from behind, it seems like now the fans are behind Dolph Ziggler because of the way Alberto won at Payback. So really, the fans can't help but cheer for this guy right now. And it makes perfect sense because, who who wouldn't want to get revenge on the guy who kicked you in the head so many times after you had a concussion, right? So it makes perfect sense for Dolph Ziggler to attack Alberto Del Rio on Monday Night Raw, and he's actually almost getting over now with the WWE Universe. Turning him into a babyface is a smart thing to do right now, because Alberto Del Rio just overnight, just flat out excellent heel execution. And before the show went off the air, when CM Punk, kind of sort of celebrated his kind of victory, out comes Brock Lesnar. I love it. I'm really looking forward to this one-on-one confrontation after Brock Lesnar F5 CM Punk in the middle of the ring. And I'll tell you why. There seems to be more questions now. I mean, you didn't see Paul Heyman, come out and try to stop Brock Lesnar. There's a question on its own. And another thing to point out, when someone kind of, goes even a little bit against what Paul Heyman has to say or what he does, it seems like, Brock Lesnar is the guy Paul Heyman goes to fix it. Again, another question arises. But the interesting thing is that maybe, just maybe, Brock Lesnar is doing this on his own without Paul Heyman telling him what to do. So I like that there's more questions than answers going off on Raw last night, and I think that's the way to go after a pay-per-view event. Have someone return, and what Lesnar did last night was just absolutely genius. It raises more questions than answers, and that's the thing that keeps the audience tuning into Monday Night Raw, to see what explanations they'll come up with in the weeks to come. And that was my review of Monday Night Raw. I am your co-host for the MRB Wrestling Review Show, Mike McRock Wilson. And to all you viewers watching, get plenty of rest. And always do your best.